mentioned that we have to prepare new leaders. 100%. It's not even Vigarita. You show an example. It's even more. It's the Seder. It's like, I think that if not, he's trying to figure out where is Aaron, and I'm sure he knows. But he's going to find out. He got the best message in his life. What really counts, what's important for him, and what he wants him to be involved with. So I'm sure Limmud is going to continue and is going to have a strong future. I must say that, as many others, I was skeptical when Limmud came to Russia 10 years ago.
We remember.
We remember, like today.
Yes, we do.
I made sure to mention it so nobody else will mention it. Thank you, Matthew. So, I must say, 10 years later, it's incredible. It's really incredible. I walked in Thursday night to the event, and I saw what was going on. I was shocked. I was really amazed, shocked, in a positive way. But the truth is, I knew that to expect something special, because one of the people that's very active in our community, probably Roman knows him, Sasha Buchman, he told me a few days ago that he was lucky enough that they called him and they warned him when they were going to open registration. Because within an hour, there was no place left. 1 hour for 2,000 people to register.
Incredible.
Which is, and he says, and the truth is, last year I was there complaining the whole time. And not only didn't they mind, they called me back and they warned me when it's going to open registration and it's going to close. So I'm going to speak about the complaining soon, but I want to get to something else before. I heard a story not too long ago from somebody that was actually present when it happened. There was somebody sitting on a train, and the train stopped on the way at a certain stop, and one of the people in the wagon opened the window, and he wanted to smoke a cigarette. These days you can't smoke on the train. So he opened the window while they were stopped, and he was holding his cigarette. It was freezing cold in the winter. Of course, he was wearing gloves, but he took off one glove, and he was smoking a cigarette, holding his glove with the other hand. And sure enough, once the train started moving, it jolted, the glove fell. And he sees this person holding the cigarette and losing the glove, and he can't get off the train. The train started moving. And all of a sudden, on the waiting area, on the platform, thank you, somebody, old man, runs over to the glove and starts running after the train, trying to give it back to him. Of course, he couldn't do it. And this person is watching this whole thing happening. This old man trying to run after the train to give back the glove, and of course there's no way he's going to make it, and all of a sudden he sees this person holding the cigarette in his hand, taking off the other glove and throwing it.
Oh, wow.
And later he went over to the person and he says, wow, this was like on the spot, like how did you have such a reaction? How did you manage to think? He says, I don't know how it happened, but it's the best feeling I've had for a long time. He says, I was able to do something, and I think that person I was able to do something for somebody to try to help me. So it was like, coming back was like, for him was an incredible message, and he said, I'm so proud of myself. It had this inner intuition to do the right thing. I think that Limmud fsu has been for us an incredible trigger to get a lot of people involved in Jewish life, Jewish activities, volunteers, and everything. I mean, tons of people that are connected to our community come to Limmud, or a lot of people that came to our community came because of Limmud. So we've seen the impact. It's like a give and take. It's for sure amazing. I think that, again, mentioning the bar mitzvah, the biggest nachas for a father is seeing his children around the table, friendship, love, care, and everything. And for sure the biggest nachas for Hashem is to see all of us together and trying to do something together. So I'm here actually, I didn't expect this Limmud meeting to take place, the executive committee. I'm coming here to tell you that we are ready to get more involved. That's really my message. I think there's a huge opportunity. I think there's a huge opportunity in Russia. I'm sure in all over the former Soviet Union and Russian Jewry all over the world. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Sandra, how these people are intellectuals, they're smart, but they're actually very active. Russian Jews, it's the biggest potential that the Jewish world hasn't yet realized. They're entrepreneurs, they don't rest, they want to work, they want to do more, they want to get involved, they mean it, they care, they're amazing people. They're not easy to get to. It's like everything in Russia, you have to work 10 times harder to make it happen, and when you succeed, it's 100 times better than anywhere else. So it's a huge opportunity, and as I said before, I think we have to get involved, and we want to get involved, and we want to give what we can give best. We cannot do what Chaim does. Chaim is one in a kind, and
That's for sure.
and we are ready to do what we can do best. I think if each one of us is going to do what he can do best, that's a success story. Because if we're going to try to do what you do, and you're going to try to do what we do, we're not going to succeed. We are more or less today the local communities. Thank God, over 200 communities in Russia, close to 500 throughout the former Soviet Union. In Moscow itself, we have 30 centers today, and growing, Baruch Hashem, notwithstanding the economic crisis and everything. And these people come to Limmud, they want to follow up, they want to do something else the next day. So for sure, many of them go elsewhere, but a lot of them come to us, and we would like to be part. Somebody mentioned where you spoke about last time, integrating people. We are there to help with this for sure, and to think any way how we can be more involved. But I would like to suggest something from the experience I had this Shabbat. I was mentioning that Sasha Buchman is a complainer. He complains also in our community, so don't get insulted.
It's the Jewish way.
Yeah. He's Jewish for sure, like 100% Jewish. So he was saying that there are two things that really are a little, I would say, awkward, especially when you do it in Russia. I'm sure in other places, Limmud England, or whatever it's called, Great Britain, or Limmud USA, whatever, there it's much more accepted, this kind of, everybody does whatever they want. I think when people come to Russia for Shabbaton, for a weekend, they expect to see the Shabbat atmosphere. And even though they're not going to come and bang their hands on the table, if you offer it to them, they'll come back and thank you. And all I'm asking is, let's try it once. We had 10 years of Limmud. I must say, again, it's a success story, but I think we could do it better. I think we're not going to tell people you have to keep Shabbat 24 hours, and you cannot, hold your phone. But I think that this weekend here in Monaco showed us that people want to have such an experience. They're going to like it, they won't like it, it's up to them. They want to join, very good. They don't want to join, you have other programs going on at the same time. But the way it is right now, that's what the people that come there who do keep Shabbat, they feel they're not the leftovers, but the last
Marginalized.
Marginalized, exactly, that's the right word. They feel that they're giving the worst tnaim, the worst conditions. If they finally give them a room to pray, it's so small that you can't even fit more than 30, 40 people, or whatever. Like, they were saying that we were complaining on everything, maybe their voices were heard. But I don't think there's somebody there who really... It is true.
I don't know what happened this year, but
Even
two years
my daughter-
ago when I was in Moscow, there was a huge room for
I know.
the...
2 years ago was...
The dollar is,
Okay.
I don't know, but
So-
there
No,
was
2
a
years
huge
ago
room.
was that,
Was a
2
huge
years
room.
ago was good. 2 years ago was good.
Rabbi.
But let me tell you what happened 2 years ago, sadly.
Okay.
And I maybe can take the blame. Then they decided they're going to make it all kosher. But they hired somebody who cannot do it. He's very cheap, but when I have to make a wedding in Moscow, I don't hire him, even though he's the cheapest, because I want the guests to come out happy. So I think we can make it kosher, and the food is going to be better than it was this year. I'm going to help.
That's a good.
Everybody had the table set the same way.
Aaron knows that our food for this, to make it in Moscow kosher.
But I
Other places
think everybody will love the food. I promise you. We are ready to get involved, and the food will be better than it was every year. And there's nothing wrong with having. It doesn't have to be only kosher stuff. If it could be kosher, if kosher, everybody will. If it's going to be good, again, it has to be good.
Has
Has to be done well, and it cannot
Has
be
to
done.
be good. No problem.
Like here, the food here is great.
Good.
That's what I want to say.
Food.
Let's bring Aaron to run the coach. I'm going to bring the whole
Right,
family.
from Jerusalem.
I've been on the phone last night with my wife. I said, Aaron was right. You should have come. You know. The date was 13 years and 9 months ago. You should have planned it a little different. Erev Pesach. But really, I think we can do it. I think that what we saw here this Shabbat with the singing and last night, everything was just amazing. Let's make a 14th birthday for Nati next year in Moscow. And I'm ready again.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Rabbi, to compete with Aaron Frankel, it's impossible.
I
You have to take
want to
it.
compete, I want to join.
Okay.
I really want to say again, huge compliments, huge, in America thing, I take off my hat. So I must say, this is above anybody's expectations. Everybody was sure that it's going to be like many different Jewish organizations. 1 year, 2 years, a lot of noise, and it's going to die down. This has been a growth and a growth and a growth. Quantity, quality,
Baruch Hashem.
professionalism, the right people. A lot of the volunteers are people that actually come to our shul, and they are so excited to be volunteers. They succeeded to make them excited to give their time, effort, hard work, to organize for 2,000 people. Whether it's rooms, everybody should be happy, and there are different levels of room, and different this and different that, and everybody knows where they're going. Actually, I don't know if you know, 1,700 adults, 300 children. It's an amazing, means that the children's program is something that people are looking forward to. They say it's the best weekend for the children. It's an amazing success, I must say. Chaim went through a lot of different organizations, and he has seen it all. Yeah, he has seen it all. He did it. This time it's really amazing, I must say. But we want to be more involved, number one. And
We will be happy that you will be. We'll be happy.
And we want to do what we can do best. Kosher food we can do. Shabbat we can do. I'm sure it's going to cost a little more maybe, or maybe actually not. If we plan ahead now, if we take a
It
decision...
has to be a little bit cheaper, then it will be on.
Oh. And I want to again thank you for letting me join this meeting. Just watching the presentation was a learning experience for me. Thank you. Sorry for the long